Ever wondered if Home Depot materials can actually survive outside? It's a question that comes up every time you walk those aisles, eyeing stacks of lumber and dreaming up your next backyard project. We all want to know if the stuff we buy off the shelf can really handle the weather, or if it's just going to fall apart after a few storms. I did too. So I built a whole outdoor project using nothing but stuff from those orange aisles. No fancy lumber, no pro finishes, just what any weekend DIYer would grab. I wanted to see what would happen if I followed the same path as most folks. Grab the basics, build something cool, and hope for the best. Day one, it looked perfect. Clean cuts, smooth joints, a finish so nice I almost didn't want to set it outside. It's that moment when you stand back, admire your work, and think, this is going to last for years. Everything felt solid, and the wood looked like it belonged in a magazine. But here's the truth. Outdoor projects aren't judged on how they look the first day. They're judged by rain, sun, and all that real-world abuse. The real test starts the moment you leave your project outside, exposed to everything nature throws at it. The first rainstorm rolled in, and the woods started acting up. Some boards sucked up water like a sponge. Others stayed damp way too long. That's when you know trouble's coming. You can almost see the problems starting to form, even if everything still looks okay on the surface. A few weeks in, the sun showed up and did its thing. The wet boards started to twist and warp, with little gaps showing up at the joints. It's like the project was slowly coming apart, piece by piece, right before my eyes. The fasteners, still solid, but the wood, not so much. The screws and nails held tight, but the boards they were holding onto just couldn't keep up with the changing weather. By the 1-month mark, the finish started to fail where the wood had already given up. The nice, smooth coating I'd applied was peeling away, especially in the spots that got the most rain or sun. And that's the catch. Finishes don't peel randomly. They fail where moisture sneaks in, usually where the wood was never stable in the first place. It's a chain reaction. Bad wood lets in water, water ruins the finish, and suddenly your project looks years older than it is. But here's what really matters. Home Depot materials aren't bad. They're just misunderstood. Most people don't realize that not all wood is created equal, and not every product is ready for the outdoors straight out of the store. Some stuff will last outdoors if you prep it right. With the right prep, sealing, and a little extra effort, you can make even basic materials last a lot longer than you'd expect. Other things are marketed as outdoor ready, but they actually need extra steps most folks skip. Just because it says weather resistant doesn't mean you can skip the prep work or ignore the instructions. It wasn't just one big mistake. It was a bunch of little assumptions. Every shortcut or overlooked detail adds up, and that's what really causes outdoor projects to fail. Thinking the wood was dry enough, the finish was enough, or that common advice always works. Sometimes the advice you hear at the store or online just isn't enough for your climate or your specific project. So, if your deck, bench, or planter fades out after just one season, you're not alone. It happens to a lot of us, and it's not always your fault. Hit like if you've ever lost a project to the elements. It's almost a rite of passage for DIYers. Sometimes you learn more from what fails than what works. Drop a comment with your own Home Depot stories, what lasted or what didn't. Share your wins, your fails, and your best tips for making outdoor projects survive. And subscribe if you want real woodworking tests, not just perfect builds that never leave the garage. I'll keep testing, failing, and sharing what actually works, so you can build smarter, and your next project can stand up to whatever the weather throws at it.